All righty.
All right, we live now. So I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes. How you been?
I've been okay.
That's good. How is the weather down there by Macon?
It seemed like the sky getting ready to cave in.
Yeah, we under tornado watch here.
Mhm.
Shit, I was gonna go hang out with my birthday weekend. I was gonna go hang out with a friend of mine tonight. This weather ain't gonna be able to do nothing.
Yeah, it looked like it about the cave in. That been the top story on the news for the past couple of days.
Hmm.
Cause I got a friend that live in Texas. He says it's snowing there.
Yeah,
Mhm. So yeah, the weather look bad here.
yeah, that's how it look
Mhm.
here.
Yeah, it's 72 degrees here.
Yeah, that's that tornado weather.
I know. I know it.
Yeah,
I
that's that
know.
tornado weather. Hmm.
Mhm. Yep.
I hate this rain too.
I do too. I do too. I guess after it rains, it's gonna get cold.
Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
It's probably gonna get cold.
Mhm. That's what I was thinking too. I had I knew we was gonna have some bad weather. I had ran low on food, so I went on to the grocery store. It went day before yesterday.
Hey, hello?
Peace. We
Mhm.
live, bruh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was just giving it about 3, 4 minutes. See if we get a couple people in here.
Okay. Hey, how's everybody doing in here?
Fine. What about
Oh,
you?
oh, yeah, yeah. I'm doing pretty good. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Okay. Oh man, so you say you're already live. Wow.
Yeah, we already live. Yeah, I'm just giving it a couple minutes. I do about 3, 4 minutes to see if I can get a couple people.
Okay, no doubt. Man, let me
Mm.
load the stream up real quick so I can look. What have I missed so far? Or you
No,
just
you ain't missed
waiting?
nothing. We waiting. Yeah,
Okay. Cool, cool.
waiting on Maurice. He say he coming.
Do I sound loud enough and clear enough?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You sound good enough. We can hear you. You can hear him, can't you, Eric?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. I'm just making sure I don't need to cut nothing up over here. Right. Cool. So survival tactics, man. This is a good topic of discussion today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, man. I'm really looking forward to this discussion. I'm hoping my brother Guy and brother Maurice, man,
Maurice say he coming.
come on and join the train. Let me
Yeah.
tr- let me try to get in touch with my brother Guy real quick. He claimed he was gonna be here, but let's see. Did you send Guy the link yet?
Oh yeah, I sent the link.
Oh, okay.
I sent it to everybody at the same time.
Okay, yeah, he's not available, so
Yeah.
all right, got two watching.
Yeah, we got 2 people watching.
Matter of fact, let me share this stream on
Yeah.
let me share the stream on the book real quick. Okay, we got four, man.
Oh yeah, we can it's go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves. Then we can get started.
Yes, indeed. So I guess ladies first.
Okay, well, my name is Erica. Y'all know I be in the chat all the time, so that's me.
Yes, indeed. Man, peace, black power. To all of those who are the descendants, of the freedom fighters that have struggled, man, for over the last 500 years here in this hellhole called North America. I would like to send a shout out to the listening audience, my good brother, brother Bakari, sister Erica Howard, and to the chat room and the YouTube community. We're going to be talking about survival today. So I'm all ears and I'm just patiently waiting. So let's get it.
Okay, well, this is Brother Bakari. I thank y'all for joining. The people in the chat, I appreciate y'all being here. Well, Brother Guy's here now, so I'm gonna let him do his introduction. Brother Guy, we
Hotep,
live.
Hotep to the chat. How y'all
Good.
feeling? Y'all good?
Yes,
Yeah, we
sir.
good. We good.
Yeah,
We
man.
good.
Yo, this is Guy Hollywood Jr. Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, this is Guy Hollywood Jr. representing the RBG Nation. So, peace and love. You know what I'm saying? And looking forward to this great program we're about to have.
All right. Well, our sister Erica hit me up and said we were talking, and she said, we should do something about survivor. You should do a show about survivor strategies, and I thought it was a wonderful idea. So I asked her to come on. So with me, survivor strategies and codes go together because you can't have a strategy without a code. So, but I'm gonna let Sister Erica get started talking about the survivor strategies and some of the things she feel that we are need.
Okay, well, it's really two parts to it. I guess we'll just start off with the basic stuff that you need for survivor. As y'all know, we are on the brink of a war, and when it go down, please do not expect or look for the government to help you because they're not. And if they do, it's going to be something messed up. We need at least, they said 3 weeks, but I said 6. You need at least 6 weeks of food and water, especially water. Um, you need to kind of train yourself not to eat meat every day because we're not going to be able to get the meat in a survival mode, but we're still going to need a lot of protein and stuff. Um, that's why you should be buying non-perishable food put away for emergencies like canned fish, like canned tuna fish, any kind of beans that you like, you know, stuff like that. What else I buy? Oh, peanut butter. That's a good source of protein too. You're just gonna need something to get you through because I'm telling you, the government don't care what happened to you. And a prime example of that is what happened in Louisiana. They didn't care about them people. Um, make sure you have at least 5 cases of water. I buy water in the individual bottles. I do, but for the most part, I buy my water in the gallon containers. That way, if something happens and I have to go out and get water, I have those containers to put it in. What else? I'm just talking off the top of my head. I should have made an outline. Um, I know most people don't know how to start a fire, but I'm gonna tell you an easy way to start a fire. Make sure y'all buy lighters and stuff and just put them away. But get you some cotton balls. Just regular cotton balls, what you go to the dollar store and get some Vaseline. Soak your cotton balls in Vaseline and just put them in a plastic bag. When it comes time to start a fire, all you have to do is light those cotton balls and they'll fire up. Um, I know in dialysis, they tell us that if something happened and we need to disinfect water to drink, you can add 2 drops of water, 2 drops of bleach per gallon of water. That'll disinfect your water enough to drink it, but don't put that much bleach in it. Like I said, 2 drops or either 2 drops per gallon, or you can do a teaspoon. Women, make sure you have you know, your feminine hygiene stuff. Just make sure you have that stocked up. And I hate to say this because all these men on here, but I got to say it because I know it's sisters in the church. I know, we are used to using tampons and pads and stuff, but you all might want to start looking into stuff like a menstrual cup because that's going to be easier to use in like survival mode when you can't get to stuff like, pads and tampons and stuff like that. And especially for the women, you need to learn how to protect yourself. Like I have a recipe, and my granddaddy gave me this a recipe to pepper spray. Make sure the container that you put the pepper spray in, when you spray it, make sure it streams instead of spraying out. Make sure it streams. That way you can, it can stream straight to the person's eyes. But the recipe for pepper spray is cayenne pepper and rubbing alcohol, either the cayenne pepper and bleach. Just make sure that when you mix that up, make sure the container streams instead of sprays. And make sure you have candles. If you
Erica,
don't have any,
could you repeat that again, please? Make sure it does what? When you're talking about make the pepper
the
spray, make
pepper
sure.
spray, make
Yeah.
sure you have a container. You know how you spray the spray bottle and it sprays?
Yeah.
Make sure it streams instead of spraying.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay. And like candles and stuff, make sure you have some extra candles around. But if you don't have any candles and you have, kids, they got crayons, you can light a crayon and it'll stay lit for like 15 to 30 minutes. That's a candle. Just a regular crayon. That's all I have for right now. As far as just little small things around the house, like basic stuff. I know I'm going fast. I'm not used to doing these shows, so when I do them, I be very, very nervous. And plus, I talk real country, so my accent is very heavy, so I be very, very self-conscious about talking on live like this because of the way that I talk.
That's all right. You don't sound no more southern than me. But since you yield the mic, we're going to go in order. It's going to be African supremacy. After African supremacy, we will have Guy, Brother Maurice, then myself. Did anybody have any
Yes,
questions
indeed.
for Erica before you start? Did anybody have any questions for Erica for what she was speaking on? Then no question. Okay, go ahead, Guy. You had a question, Guy?
No, I don't have no question.
Oh, I saw you take it off mute. Okay, then African supremacy.
Well, peace once again to the chat room. And the way I look at this, this country, historically every great kingdom failed. Well, this country came into existence in the 1700s? Was that when America gained its independence? So this is a fairly new empire. So we have to take that into account. And we saw what happened during the first two world wars. Like now we are in a nuclear age. So if something was, to take place and we would go into an all-out, World War III mode, against any of the other superpowers, China or Russia, it's up to us as, quote unquote, American citizens, to be as prepared as we can. So some of the things that I would suggest to the listening audience to pick up, make sure that you have, enough first aid kits. Because if we go into a full-scale war, excuse me, clearing my throat, but if we go into a full-scale war, you're not going to be able to, call up 911 like that or, go to the hospital. So we got to make sure that, we get the proper techniques to be able to, fix and bandage scars. We have to, this is our obligation to ourselves. Another thing, like the sister was saying, make sure that you stockpile up on water. Stockpile up on water. You can go, a human being can go up to like 3 weeks without food. But most human beings can't last over 3 days without water, without just completely dehydrating. Another good idea would be to pick up some planting seeds, some seeds. You ain't gonna be able to stop at your local Walmart and go to the vegetable aisle in the time of a major crisis. So learn how to plant your own vegetables to eat. You should have a stockpile of different seeds like onions, spinach, tomatoes, cabbage, broccoli, beans, peas, things of that nature. Also, think about investing in like a mini water filtration system. These things can, be purchased, pretty cheap, and you can filter out a good decent water filtration system can remove up to 99.9% of bacteria. So I mean, if you got to go down to the local stream or your local river, make sure you have your water filtration system. And another thing that is a very good investment in the times of a crisis, if we are faced with biological warfare or the fallout after a nuclear war, it's a good thing to invest in a gas mask as well as gas mask filters. So these things are our own responsibility. Think about the essentials. You need heat. You're going to need a way to keep your body warm. In colder climates, you're going to need light. You're going to need food. And you're going to need some type of weapon and tools. Even if you have to just, a machete is pretty good for, just hacking down branches. And you could also turn it into a weapon of defense. It's good to always keep on hold, like, wire cutters, just in case you got to, cut any type of wires or cut any fences. It's good to have knives, scissors, pliers. These are some tools. And, the most important for sure is to come together and create a community of preppers, congregate amongst, brothers and sisters, within your own community, because, just being like a lone wolf, out here, you're going to have a much better opportunity, if you could stick together, because in a time of crisis, I mean, and like, a complete apocalypse, what we would call it, man, there will be people on the street, like, fighting and, killing each other. Like, man, it's really scary. It's really scary. But I just wanted to put a couple of things, in the listening audience's minds of things that they definitely should be investing in for their own survival. So let me pass the microphone. I guess who's going next? My brother Guy Hollywood Jr.
Yeah, those are great information to the sister Erica, from the sister Erica and my brother African Supremacy. And trust me, I'm definitely taking down notes. Also, I want to suggest too, we definitely have to, one of the things too, number one, I feel we have to start networking with people who have skills. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we see all, these movies are telling you every day, all these masters, like this crazy disasters, whether it's a hurricane or all these, whatever it is, whatever like a major flood, and we see this on TV with Louisiana and everything. So it's obvious the government tell us every day that they really don't have our backs. I mean, we see that. I mean, of course, they killing us every day. So, like Kanye West said, George Bush didn't care about black people. He's part of the government. So the government never had our backs. They would never defend us. So again, number one, we have to, I think education is number one, right? We have to keep educating our people about networking and because what will happen, we have to let them know that, hey, we on our own, because the government never had our backs from day one. They enslaved us. They treat us like crap. Even when we fought their wars, they didn't want to give us a GI Bill. I mean, if you look at the history that the government never had our back. So we definitely are on. So we have to educate. That's number one. I think we have to educate the people a lot more. Number one, we're on our own. Number two, we have to do for self, right? And then we got to connect with people who have skills so they can teach us. Okay, they got to teach us, whether it's medicine, engineering. You see what I'm saying? So they can teach other people how to do things too. Because I like to learn. I like to, because you're never too old to learn. Don't never let people sucker you thinking, oh, when you get to a certain age, you ain't gonna want to learn. No, you're never too old to learn. That's a big myth. You can go on YouTube and learn a lot of skills too. But a lot of our youth and even adults too, they watch a lot of bull crap. Watch all this love, all this hip hop stuff, all this entertainment and not enough skills. So we have to start studying and start learning from other people and start networking. That's number one. That's the few things I want to say. Two, the thing is, we have to have weapons. We got to start piling up on guns, because there's going to be some outsiders that's going to take what we have. they're going to rob our families. You know what I'm saying? So we have to need some artillery. So just in case people try to take what we have and rob, because we see that in the movies all the time, where that if you have a car or that works, or you have food, you know what I'm saying, they're people want to take it. They're going to take it, and they'll kill you for your stuff. So we need to network with each other and bond a relationship, a real strong relationship, so we can have not only so we can have each other's backs, at the same time we can have some sort of protection on the side too. So I think that's very important. So we need artillery. So if you have access to a gun store or whatever, buy enough guns as you can. You know, it's sad that certain states wouldn't allow it, you know, and they make it harder for you to even keep a gun in certain states. Some states don't, you know, they're very lenient. You know, I think that's what I'm saying. That's why, you know, you know, but like I say, even like my brother said, you know, even it's a machete, that's better than nothing, you know. But if you live in a state where you have access to guns and or whatever, buy as much artillery as you can, as well as food and stuff like that. Because then again, like I said, you're gonna have some scavengers. You're gonna have some people that's gonna rob. They're gonna take stuff from your family, and we can't have that. You know, we can't have that. You know, we don't mind helping people. We don't mind helping our own, but but at the same time, they just can't come in and just take. You know what I mean? So that might be a problem if it's a major crisis. Also, too, yeah, man. I think that's the base. That's the main thing. We have to network and build strong relationships, and not to, you know, connect with any old body. You know, connect with people who have skills. You know, talk to them like, okay, what do you know? You know, share ideas, share just in case if something happens, you could be like, okay, you know, I'm good in fixing things, and you know, you good at medicine or whatever the case is, and I could teach you what I know, and you could share ideas and stuff like that. Because sometimes people can buy all these things and they won't know what to do. So it's good to educate people how to do these things, and so that's one thing. So I just a few things I want to. I've just been observing, but like I said, we got YouTube. Go on YouTube. You know, train, write down things, because they have skills just in case something happens. You got people, and these are free education. This is free. You don't have to pay for it. You know. Just like I remember my brother Bakari was saying that some dude didn't even know how to change a damn tire. You know, you know what I'm saying? So it's bad. You know, the generation nowadays is really bad out here. They fill with all this entertainment and no real survivor skills. So we gotta start. This is the time now to stop bullshitting and really get down to business, because this is serious, you know, because we all we have. Trust me, this government do not give a damn about our people. They made it obvious. Is they put in your face. So like I said, we all we got. I rest my mind.
All right, peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. Thanks, Brother Bakari, for having us on. Peace to Brother Guy, Sister Erica, Brother Craig. And this is a very excellent topic that we're dealing with. And I've always trained my children from little to being prepared for this type of thing. And I like to always start before you even get into your planning your bags or what you need, was this, was that. You always got to make sure you start with your correct mindset, because the mindset that you have will be critical more than anything else. More than anything else. So you should always start from the position of your spiritual and your mental well-being to make sure that you have those things. So, you're going to need plenty of reading material. You're going to need that because sometimes you need to be able to focus on something else while you're trying to deal with a problem, take your mind away off of it, and then refocus it again. You're going to be able to correct your medical problems. So like for us, when we were growing, when our family, one of my daughters, Darshan, I made her the combat medic. So if anybody got a scrape or whatever, they automatically knew, go to Darshan because she's the family medic and she will make sure everything is what it's supposed to be. You got to make sure that you have a positive attitude, and whatever goes on, do not panic. Do not panic, because panic leads to death. Once you start panicking and not thinking straight, you can forget it. It's over. It's a done deal. You want to try to learn some canning skills. So if you have that, then that will definitely aid you. You want to designate roles and leadership to people in your family or people that are in your escape group, so everybody knows what their job is and their line of responsibility, because it's very clear. Let's see, and you also need to be able to move without making verbal sounds. So I also taught our children how to move using hand signals. So, and it doesn't matter where we were. I don't care if we were a friend's house or whatever. When it's time to go, I may not say, okay, everybody, let's come on, go. I'll give my children hand signals so they know exactly what it means. You will find that in different situations, and we've all seen them on different survival movies or whatnot, that you got to be quiet. You have to have noise discipline. So when you got to have noise discipline, you got to have light discipline. That's when those hand signals come in handy, because you need those things so that you can maintain your secrecy. Let's see. Emphasize unity, that every person matters and every person counts, so that you don't get in the mindset, oh, hell, we'll just leave that person alone and keep on moving. You want to make sure that our unity is still strong. You want to also make sure that you learn how far sound carries in different circumstances. You want to learn how far the smell of food will reveal your location. How can you disguise food odors? You want to be able to make sure you expose of your human waste. So you want to make sure you have bags with you, that you can go and dig a hole and bury the bag. If you don't have a bag, have you a little shovel where you can dig you a little hole in the ground, and put that stuff in there and then cover it back up. You want to make sure also that you develop activities that's going to help you cope with fear, boredom, despair, fatigue, hunger, thirst, because those things are also possible, also things that you got to deal with. And remember, if you're in a situation and you're outdoors, so not only in a survival situation are you trying to mask smell from other people, but you want to mask the smell from animals as well. So one of the best things that I know I do is, if you have your campsite, then you make your cook site at least 10 to 15 minutes away from your campsite. And then you, of course, make sure that you discard your stuff properly. burying it. You want to make sure that if somebody come across the site, they don't really understand what it is that they're coming across. So I'll just touch on those just for a start. And then as the program go on, then I'll go into some more, with clothing and cooking and that type of thing. So I'll rest my mic on that part so far.
Yeah, everybody came, excuse me. Everybody had good ideas, everything. And when Brother Maurice was talking, and when he said about how you dispose of your waste, I was going to say, that's one thing I learned in the military. If you don't have a bag, if you don't have anything, dig a hole and just go in the hole, then cover it up. You have to do stuff like that to survive. One way to cover up the cooking, one of the things that I was told, burn paper, preferably a brown paper bag. But if you don't have a brown paper bag, burn paper. That will mask the scent of the cooking. They say that mask the scent of the cooking from anything. They won't smell food, they will smell the paper. Of course, y'all know I have my guns, and actually, I'm going to get my other one. Y'all know I got guns, and I'm going to get my other ones tomorrow. I'm going to get others tomorrow. Of course, you need guns with bullets. And I'm going to be honest, if we really in the survival mode and people is thinking about surviving, in all honesty, if we get to that point, being in a state where you can't have a gun, don't seem like a good idea. That doesn't seem like a good idea at all. Like me, I'm from down south, so guns, we have guns, but things that you can eat. Like if you're in an area down south, where I was today, I was doing some stuff. Get the pecans off the pecan tree. Pick them up, keep them. Keep those nuts that you pick off the ground. If you're somewhere and you have a walnut, I grew up with a black walnut tree. We had 2 black walnut trees in our yard. Pick those nuts up. Start gathering the nuts, and stuff like that you can use, that you can eat. It may not be. It won't be filling, but it will be something you can have just in case, because you don't want to use all of your canned goods. When you get your canned goods, make sure we have can openers, flashlights, batteries, and if you don't want to use the flashlights because that might be too much light, we use the what were those light called what were those the things called in the military, Maurice, that you break over and pop and shake and they start to glow to give you some light. I can't think of the name of them. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need stuff like that. And you can go to your regular Army, Navy store and you can get stuff like that. Yes, you can get stuff like that. You get it, you shake it, and once you shake it up, you pop it. And once you pop it, you're gonna see the light start to glow, and you will be able to see. And yes, hand signals, that's something they taught us in the military as well. You use hand signals so you can point, but that is things that you're gonna have to go over so people can know what each hand signal mean. So you can know what each hand signal mean. And when Erica said something about she said we can make pepper spray, she had the ingredient, right? Now I learned this from one of my crazy ass Marine friends and one of my crazy ass special forces friends in the military. Now I'm going to tell you what would be a good training, right? Start spraying yourself with pepper spray. It may sound strange, but they do it for a reason, so it don't bother you. You find people, special forces in the military, even cops, they have to take pepper spray training. So when you spray them, they can continue to do what they have to do. It won't bother them like it bothered the one who have not gotten accustomed to it. I forget how often they do it, but I actually saw my friend that was in the Marines spray him, and it didn't bother him at all because he was so used to doing it. His job, he had to get sprayed. He was getting sprayed a lot in his face, everywhere with pepper spray. See, all these are survival techniques, and like we were saying, a knife, When Craig said a machete, yes, you're gonna need that. You might have to cut down you know, small trees or whatever. You know, survivor knives. Survivor knives come with the little kit in the bottom of it. It has a compass on it. It has the metal string where you can cut down very small tree branches and stuff like that. It has a hook in there where you can make a fishing pole. And if you don't know how to make a fishing pole, it's not hard. Just get a stick and some string and tie it on there real tight. Make sure the stick is strong enough. The stick is strong enough to catch a fish. That is something we have to start doing. We have to start going fishing. We have to look out here and see. I know Erica was telling me she know that you can eat. Someone showed her that we could eat dandelions. You know, stuff like that. When I grew up, I don't know if anyone in this chat know what a China berry is, but it was a guy back home. We always thought they were worth nothing, but they used to make China berry wine. So I'm quite sure if you can drink a China berry, you can eat a China berry.
Brother Bakari, that's called the Kimlite.
Yeah, Kimlite. That's what I was thinking. I was saying chemical-like though, but yes, that's what it is, Kimlite. But those are things, you know, you can get that in the regular Army Navy store.
Exactly.
And I know when we had this discussion one time, and everybody was like, "Don't go. The military ain't for us, right?" And I'm not saying it is, but I'm gonna tell you something I noticed when I was in. You know, when you see these white people out here, when you see these other people, and they have these guns and they have this military training, you know why? Because they sent some of their people to the military for a few years, for 2 years, and they have certain jobs, and they get out and they bring that training back to them. That's why a lot of times they're more ready when it comes to a military. So I'm not saying that the United States military is not for us, but it is for us. What I'm saying is we can find some of our brothers who teach these type of courses, and we need to start taking these courses, and they know about these courses because they have been in the military. We can't avoid it and then try to fight it because we you know, whoever been in, me and Maurice been in. So there's certain things we know. And with the canned goods and all that, and I know people don't want to eat, let's just say, because I tell people, if it get to this point, once it get to this point, you're going to have to eat things that you normally didn't eat. When Erica say, get used to not eating meat every day, I tell you, you're right, but get used to having a stomach down a can of Vienna sausage. You don't want to, but you got to survive. Get used to that. Get ready for that. See, with me being in the military, I done ate some of every damn thing. So certain things ain't gonna bother me no way because I would be able to stomach down. I would be able to stomach it down. And when Erica was talking about the cotton balls, I didn't know about. She said soak them in. She said put baby oil, soak them in baby oil in there. I didn't know that. I just thought they'll start automatically. So she taught me something right there. I did not know that at all. Everybody, if you can. In Canada Finest, you're right. Stock up on stock if you can. Stock up on gold. You're correct. Canada Finest say he survived the civil war in Somalia back in 1991. I'm trying to see what he said they had to eat again. It's gone. It strolled past me. But yeah, but the things that we have to do. And once again, I'm going to say it because I know y'all have heard me say this before. In the area that you live in, if you can find, I say 10 should be the minimum. But you might not be able to find 10. You might only get 5. But try to get some people that have a mindset, something like you, and create a team. And then create a list of what everybody is going to bring at least twice a month. And have a rendezvous point. So when something go wrong, one person don't have it. Well, they think, because, you know, you don't want no arguing and big, because people will get nervous. Maurice say don't get nervous, but people is going to get nervous, right? And I understand what he mean there, because when you're nervous, you're not going to think right. So have a rendezvous point, and everybody have access. Somebody bring water, somebody bring canned goods like the vegetarian. And if you don't want to eat the vegetarian bush baked beans, so you got you some canned goods. You know, sardines, Vienna sausage. Don't forget crackers. stuff like that. And if you feel you want a hot meal and you got those canned goods, Maurice was in the military. You had T rations, right, Maurice?
Yes, MREs.
No, the T rations. See, you probably didn't know it was a T ration because you was a because you wouldn't have cooked because you couldn't tell. T ration was nothing but canned goods, Maurice. We put them in boiling water and let them boil, then open the can.
Mm.
But you couldn't tell. Just like if you was ever out there in that field, if you ever ate pork before you became a Muslim and you ate pork and you coming through and you're doing your field exercise and one morning you had ham, you like some ham slices for breakfast that came out of the can, but you couldn't tell. So even
Yeah, I didn't eat that. I didn't eat that pork stuff. I knew what it was, but I passed on that.
well, but okay, I just used that because that was the first thing that came to my mind. But I'm just saying how you can get a hot meal. You can even get a warm meal coming out the can. Just boil the can.
Mm-hmm.
Put the can in the boiling water.
That's right.
Someone bring canned goods. You don't always have to bring the same thing, but if we can switch up what you're gonna bring. Canned goods, water, supplies like the chem lights or flashlight and batteries. Like Erica said, a lot of lighters, cigarette matches. Cigarette lighter, matches. Stuff like that to bring to the rendezvous point. Can openers for the canned goods, plastic spoon, plastic spoon, plastic fork, either or a spoon or a fork. So anytime if you don't have it, there you go. You have something you can eat with, plates or whatever. And if Erica says she know how to clean the water, that is something she need to teach us. We can clean the water because they make stuff that you can go to the Army Navy store and get this too. I forget what the pellets are called, but I'm figuring out that Erica has said this and taught me this. It's probably nothing but bleach, but they make a little peel, a little pellet that you can drop down in a gallon of water. And your water is clean enough to drink. And if we don't have the pellets, now we can start also looking into the straws that the young brother made, who made at Jackson State University. We can look into ordering some of his straws if we don't have the pellets, if we don't have the bleach, and we're running out of fresh water. You can use his straws that he made. The straw come with a filter that will clean the water and make it drinkable. Make the water potable for you to drink. And these are things that we have to learn. Like she say, learn to light the fire. So I'm going to yield the mic right now, and I'm going to go back to Erica. Matter of fact, Erica, when you come on, I think I have a couple questions I want to ask you before I completely yield the mic.
Okay.
Have you, other than the dandelions, do you know anything else that we can things that we need to look into? Roses are edible?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Anybody else on the chat knew that? On the panel knew that? I didn't know that.
I learned that by working for I worked for an Indian, and she had a bakery, and she used to make cakes, and a lot of them would order cakes with roses baked in them, with rose petals.
The rose petals baked inside the cake?
Yes, but you can eat them raw too.
Oh, I did not know that at all. Thank you. So do you have like a list? You don't have to be a big list, a small list of like weeds or flower plants or whatever we could eat that we didn't know was edible?
I know you can do the dandelions. I have so many dandelions down here in the springtime, and I used to cut them, and so I have a friend that lives in New York. He's a barber. If anybody know what a barber is, but he was like, "Why are you cutting? Why are you getting rid of dandelions?" I was like, "They make the yard look bad." And he was like, "Don't do that." He was like, "Gather them up and send them to me. I make tea and medicine with them, and you can eat them." And then so I looked on it the internet, and yeah, you can eat dandelions. So every spring, I gather up those dandelions and I send them to him every spring. And I mean, I have a yard full. But you can a aloe vera plant. You can eat the gel out of the aloe vera plant. They sell it in the store, aloe vera juice. It's nasty, but it's good for you. But you can eat the aloe vera plant. I have an aloe vera plant here. I have one. They're good for burns and you know they're good for first aid too. I'm trying to think. I remember my granddaddy telling me that as far as being out in the wild, whatever berries that you see the birds eat, that you can eat them. But if the berry is bitter, like just put the berry on the tip of your tongue, and if it's bitter, do not eat it because it's poison. But if it's sweet, you can eat it. And
Oh,
I had wanted to say something to Brother Craig. He was talking about vegetables and stuff, like
Yes, ma'am.
your root vegetables, like celery and carrots and stuff. You know that the root of that vegetable, you can take it outside and just stick it in a pot, and it'll regrow
Wow.
over and over.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
learn
Yeah,
something new.
you can take it outside and stick it in a pot. Like when you get finished with the stalk of celery, like the whole thing, like that big round pole at the bottom, you can take it outside and just bury it in dirt, and it'll come back up. Bell peppers, they do that too. The root vegetables, you don't have to have the seed. You can just have the end of it. Carrot, like turnips, stuff like that. They'll regrow every time, over and over. I know I've done it before. I'm from the country. I'm telling you, I know. So that's all I can think of right now. And Brother Maurice, I mean, not Brother Maurice, Bakari, you was right about the pecan trees. Nuts are a very good source of protein. It ain't gonna fill you up, but it's a good source of protein. It is. And like me, I get it's a company that send me a case of Ensure every week. I got so much Ensure over here till I give it away to people. But if you can get little stuff like that and just put it up, you can, because one of those Ensures replace a meal. Just one. Just little things like that. Just stuff that you can survive off of. And another thing, start fasting. I know a lot of people don't. I'm on a fast right now. I'm on a vegetable fast for the next 3 weeks. I've been doing that forever. The first 3 weeks in the year, I don't eat meat. I fast. I just eat vegetables. I don't even eat the carbs. I just do the vegetables. That help get a lot of toxins and stuff out of your body. Just think about the people that we done ate all that stuff over the holidays. You have to get rid of that. You have to get rid of it, and you get rid of it by fasting. It come out your pores and stuff. You're gonna feel sick, because I swear to God, I when you first do it, you feel horrible, but it works. You get used to it, but you need to learn how to fast, because in the time of a disaster, sometimes we're not going to be able to eat nothing but one time a day. So you can start training your body by fasting. You know, it don't have to be an extreme fast, but you have to bring that, bring your body up under subjection sometimes. And you had another question, Brother Bakar?
No, not at this moment. If you ready, you can yield the mic to brother African Supremacy.
I yield my mic.
Okay, yes, indeed. One of the main things that I would like
Oh
to
no, we're
suggest.
talking about survivor strategy.
What was going on?
I'm sorry, I apologize. That my mother-in-law had given me a call. I forgot you went on mute. I was talking to her.
Okay,
My kids'
yeah.
grandmama. I'm gonna mute it.
Yes, indeed, one of the main things that I can suggest, as Brother Maurice was saying a little bit earlier, is organizing a small team and assigning roles, to members of the group, because you got to think you have to put together different talents. You're going to need somebody that's has some type of know-how when it comes to agriculture. You're going to need somebody that can bandage wounds, that works in the medical field. So this team can consist of family members, community members, or put together a nationwide network of preppers. Something, another thing is you need to know your surrounding terrain, the terrain that you're living in, and the wildlife in your area. So you can learn how, learn what are you going to be up against, because different people, it depends on what area that you're coming from. You might have to worry about snakes, you might have to worry about poisonous spiders. Learn how to build traps, like homemade traps, to catch different things. I know one way to catch like small animals like jackrabbits, because we have a lot of them around here, and they make good meat too. So you're gonna definitely need to learn how to construct and light a campfire. But yeah, one way, and this is just off of the, you just dig a hole, a deep enough hole, and place twigs on top of it, and cover it up with grass and jackrabbits. Sometimes you can even put a little piece of food or something like that to attract them, and they come right over it to try to get the food. They walk on the twigs and fall right in the trap, and there you go, you got a whole jackrabbit to skin and cook and eat. Another thing, you need to know, like, as of right now, just ask yourself this question. If you woke up tomorrow, or even if it happened sometime tonight, and you were faced, with an apocalypse, what would be your nearest escape route? What is your nearest escape route? And I'm, getting out of your house. Like, you got to have these things. You have to know the terrain. So it's good to study maps, of your local area. Like, where's the closest waterway? That's why I was suggesting the water filtration unit. You have to try to do exercises and get yourself in shape. You're not going to be able to go to the local gas station and buy, put $10 up in the tank in the time of a national emergency. So you're going to have to be fit, and you might have to jog 5-10 miles, just to the nearest waterway to get yourself some water. So it's just little things like this. And also, the brother was saying, this is something else I forgot. Another good investment are the MREs, the meals ready to eat. You can pick these things up and they last years, and they're not that expensive. As of right now, you can order these things offline. They're meals ready to eat, man. They give you like all the nutritions and the calories that you need. And also, to anybody that might be on any type of medication, that is something right there that we're going to really have to, watch out for. If you're prescribed any type of medication, only thing that I could suggest, and maybe, well, actually, let me ask a couple of the brothers, do they have any suggestions for people who, you know, need medication to, you know, function? Like, I mean, should they stockpile it up? Or, I mean, what would be the? I know that's definitely something very serious.
That's Brother Maurice Lane. He's the pharmacist. That's his lane.
Okay,
Go ahead,
brother.
Brother Maurice.
In a time of a national crisis to where you can't go down to the pharmacy and get your prescription filled, but you need medication, like you taking blood pressure medication, or, you know, just something, you know, that you need to function. Like, what are some suggestions that you might have?
Yes, I would definitely say that you definitely need your medication, especially blood pressure medication, stuff like that. If you're getting your medications at a 30-day interval, you should probably try to change it to a 90-day, just in case something does happen. Then you already, hopefully, depending on when it happens, you already have enough there. Now, I know from in Maryland, being on the Maryland State Rescue Squad, what's supposed to happen in national emergencies for people who need their medication, then those of us that were on that team, we get alerted, and we're supposed to move out to go here and, you know, gather up what medications is needed, provided that the people are signed in onto the list. Now, what I found out that normally people with money know about this. Our people that don't have no money don't know about it. So that's something that needs to be looked into, because they do have those services that they would make sure when it's available, when the roads are open or they can make through, that they make sure that they get your medication. But it's always best for you to have that stuff on hand, and make sure that you keep up with your expiration dates, because medication do have an expiration date. Keep up with how you are carrying your medication, especially people who are on cancer medication. Okay, very, very important, because that cancer medication, if you got somebody giving you this cancer medication and they're handling it with their hands, then they're putting themselves in danger. When it comes to cancer medication at the pharmacies, if we're counting it out, we use separate utensils, separate counting measures from regular medication. So those all cancer medication is very dangerous, very, very dangerous. So we never mix those things. So if you got somebody with that and they're handling it, they better use gloves.
Wait, it's toxic to the touch?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
good information right there. Okay, that's really good information. But yes, also somebody was appreciate the response. Also, somebody was saying that, you know, we need to have, you know, items like gold. I mean, because the American dollar would be worthless, like in a time of a crisis. You know, gold, you know, natural resources. You know, those are the things that would be, you know, weapons, food, you know, stuff like that. That's what we'll be able to use as, you know, money, you know, to trade, you know, amongst other people, you know. So definitely just know that, you know, more than likely in a time of a national crisis, the American dollar will be worthless. So, you know, those green face dollars, that they probably be good, you know, starting a campfire. But other than that, man, you're going to need something, you know, some machinery, you know, things that, you know, can be useful. But I'm going to let my brother, Guy Nollywood Jr., go ahead and get into the discussion. I yield my mic.
Definitely. That was like I said, I'm definitely learning. This is a really good program. I want to say this though, right? Because it might be a situation where we won't be able to use any type of prescription in a time of need. All the pharmaceuticals going to be closed down. You know, it ain't going to be no medicine to use. So my suggestion, and from the studies that I have been doing, number one, if you're wounded, just say if you're wounded or you get a bad cut, use honey. Stack up on some honey. Now, honey is an ancient remedy for wounds from all the way from ancient Kemet. So that's an ancient remedy for wounds. And you can go to Amazon now and buy these called wound honey bar. It's like a wound honey is in a tube. So that they even sell them on Amazon called wound healing honey. So you want to definitely get that and stack up on that. But there's some techniques. I think there's some techniques to use if those who might have hypertension, like my brother Africa Supremacy said. He said that we might have to, really do more exercise. We got to be in shape because we might have to do some hiking. We might not get to no car, because it's going to be situations where it might be some barricades or whatever the case is where, there's not going to be no cars going on. And look what happened. I'll give you a perfect example. Look what happened in 9/11. People had to walk across the bridge on a hot day. There was no cars moving. I mean, there were cars, but they was like stuck in traffic. You see what I'm saying? So we have to really exercise and we have to practice on our breathing to keep it, like my brother Muhammad said, we got to be calm. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we do have hypertension. And a lot of times, so we need to practice on our breathing, to be calm, to be relaxed. Because the last thing we want, those who have families, we don't want to catch a stroke. So we have to watch what I eat. I believe, I agree with Erica. We have to learn how to fast. I know if we eat healthy enough, that will help cut down on any type of conditions that we have. One of the things I suggest is learn how to eat oatmeal. We got to stack up on oatmeal. All we have to do is we need oats and water, and you got a meal. And that's filling. Right now, I had some oatmeal this morning, and it is really filling. So you don't have to, because there's going to be a time that, like I said, you got people that are vegetarians. You got people that don't want to eat meat. Some meats do cause blood pressure to go up and stuff like that. I know garlic will cut down on your blood pressure. Will control. It's very good source for your blood pressure. If you got any, garlic pills, that would work. But if you or just eat enough, or just put enough garlic in your food to control, that help control your blood pressure and your cholesterol. But exercising, because there's going to be times that we might have to walk long distance. So you got to be fit. That's number one. I think exercise is very important. But as well, we have to eat healthy. We have to eat really healthy. You know what I'm saying? So because we might not have access to meat, and that will I know for sure will help cut down on a lot of our health conditions. The reason why we have health conditions because is people are not exercising, people are not eating right. The environment that we live in can cause a lot of stress too. So we have to, sometimes we have to start making some moves and changing our environment. A lot of people like to stay in the environment where there's a lot of madness going around. So we have to really, nobody wants to stay in a hostile environment. Nobody don't want to stay in a hospital. So we have to learn to control ourselves, our inner selves. Meditation, whatever we have to do to condition our body so we don't have to rely on any type of medicine, you know. And this, and you know, because trust me, the body will it's very remarkable. So we can't, we gotta learn how to stay off these pills if we can, because when there's a crisis, trust me and believe, we ain't gonna have no access to no pills unless you have somebody that's really can do it from the ground. And like I said, anybody can, like I said, you could make garlic tea. You know what I'm saying? Also a good source is ginger. Those things could, help your digestive system. So we have to learn how to use what that's on the ground, that the earth has producing every day. We don't even do that. We so ignore, we rely on man too much. We got to rely on the earth. And we need to start doing that more often. And we got to, like I said, we got to, so you got exercising, eating healthy. So that would just, like I said, I think those are two things that, the main things that, and we got to study the things that we, like I said, we got to do a lot of studying. Like my brother Muhammad said, we got to start reading some books on survival, because the little things that we overlook, those are the things that could be a big help to us. So, what else? So like I said, I've just been doing a lot of studying myself, one of those just in case reasons. But I think that's it for now. I don't have anything at the top of my head right now. But those are the things I just want to just share to the people. I rest my mic.
Hey, Brother Maurice, before you start, let me say something. Canada Fine is in the chat. You say you survived the Civil War in Somalia in 1991. And I noticed that you putting a lot of good stuff in the chat about some of the things you can do. Since you on the chat with your brothers and sisters, I put the link in the chat. Come on in and share some of that knowledge with us. Come share some of that knowledge with us. I don't think, no, but with anybody on the panel mind, since you've already survived what we feeling we might have to go through, you can come on and help us. With anybody on the panel mind?
Nope.
I think that'd be wonderful if you join.
Come on, come join so you can give us some of your knowledge. The link is in the chat. All right, that's all I had, Brother Maurice. I'm sorry about that.
Yes, sir. All right, yeah, because that would be an excellent idea. The only thing that I would just bring to everybody's attention, because we are talking survival, the thought of gold, right? Now, when the shit hit the fan and everything falls, if you already got your food squared away, okay, then while everybody is hitting the grocery stores and all that, robbing that, you go take your butt to the pharmacy or the gun store and you rob that, okay? Let them deal with the food. You should already have your food squared away. You go to the pharmacy and you get medications that you're going to need. You go to the gun stores and get the best that they have and make sure you get a lot of ammunition out there. So now let's give a scenario where you got gold, right? And you want to trade your gold for some things. Now you come and find somebody that has a gun and you ain't got no gun, but you got gold. And you say, okay, look, I'll trade you this gold bar for that gun. Will they necessarily give it away? No, not if they're being intelligent, because what I'm going to do with the gold bar, ain't nothing I can do with it. It has no value. It only begins to have value if the cracker start up his world all over again and says, this is the medium of exchange. And I don't think that we're going to allow him to set up a new medium of exchange. We've already lived through that bullshit once. So I don't think we want to go through that again. So that's the thing about gold, because in survival times, your water, your food, your medication, even your shelter is more valuable than gold. Is much more valuable than gold. So that's something that we need to think about You also, I think it was Brother Guy talked about, that they were that during 9/11, people was walking. They had to walk the bridge, and that's true. And you got to remember during survival, what happens when you run out of gas? So you got to be prepared to walk. If you don't have bikes, get them because it definitely will come in handy. Things that you take for granted, like your bike or just walking. Oh, well, I'll just drive to the store. No, walk to the store because you want to get yourself able to walk and you want to stay in that mind frame because, you may just have to hoof it. So, thinking of that, then you need to understand your clothing that you need for survival. If it's in the winter, then you're going to need your wool sweaters, cotton underwear, goose down, Parker vest, if you can get those things. And a lot of these things you can get from military surplus, and it's not going to cost you a lot of money at all. Even your thermals, your insulated boots, hat, gloves, and scarves, your rain gear, your rain hat. Now, everybody knows the hat that I wear. And that hat that I wear is good for the summer, is good for the winter, good for the rain, especially the rain. Me and wife was out the other day and, it was raining. She had to put the blanket over her, but I just had my hat on and I was cool because it protects the water from hitting on your face. So that's something that's good. You got to have your rain gear. Sleeping bags, if you're outside that you got to be sleeping in, even if you're inside and there's no power, if you get you a nice sleeping bag, you'll still be warm. Backpacks is something good that you need. Sneakers, of course, is something that you can need that's comfortable. You don't care about looking on, so I got the latest style. Have something that's comfortable for your feet that you can do some walking with. Lemon juice as well kills germs. As Brother Bakari and them was saying about the water purifying tablets, I used to do at home. If we ran out of distilled water, my children know how to go get the bleach, pour a cap full of there, throw it in the water, boil it, and next thing you know, you're good to go with your purified water that you just made. If you can have things like your stainless steel and your cast iron cookware. Now, those things are good for cooking, yes, but they also can be used as a weapon. It also can be used as a weapon. So you want to make sure that some things that you get is versatile. It's versatile. If something going on, you can't reach your weapon if you don't have it on your side. But if you can reach that cast iron pan, then you can do some damage with that. Let's see. You want to make sure that you can have your vegetables. If you can either have it canned or put in a glass, that's something that you can have. Your onions and garlic, honey, like Brother Bakari said. Easy navy beans. That's something that's pushed in the NOI all the time to have your navy beans. If you have wool blankets, that will be good. Mouthwash, if you don't have any, because sometimes if you have an infection in your mouth, use peroxide. Don't swallow it. But use peroxide. It will kill the germs. Most people don't know that, but do it. Even me, I after I brush my teeth, I rinse my mouth out with peroxide every day. Wife does the same thing. It's a whole lot better than you going to get this made up BS from the stores. Just get you some mouthwash, swish it around in your mouth, spit it out. Just don't drink it. It's very good. Bathing, your water. When you're thinking about your water, you got to make sure you think about how you're going to bathe as well. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have water, separate water for bathing, separate water for cooking, and separate water from drinking. You need to make sure that you have those things. Wet wipes is always good. They come in handy. I remember using those a lot when I was in the military. Use your wet wipes. They come in very handy. Toilet tissue come in very, very handy as well. Don't forget you want to get things that you can use that does not require electricity. So, you know, if you need your cell phone charge, then you need a crank charger that you'd be cranking it, but it'll be charging your phone. If you can get a radio, a old transistor radio that you can use, anything that does not require electricity will definitely be a plus that you can use. But always remember and practice, practice, practice. Now, you all heard the saying that practice makes perfect. That's incorrect. Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, period. Because when you're practicing it and you go and say, okay, well, yeah, I practiced it 10 times and I made the same mistake. Well, guess what? When you get in reality, if you stop practicing, you're going to make that same mistake again. So it's perfect practice. You stop practicing once you make it perfect. Okay, then you don't have to practice as much as you used to. But those things you're going to have to do because you can't allow yourself to be afraid and then make mistakes because you're thinking. Now, you got to have patience, right? But you don't want your patience to turn into cowardice. Okay, there's a big difference. You know, some people say, well, bro, I'm just being patient and waiting. No, boy, you've been waiting all this time because you're afraid. You got to just do it. You got to get out there. I'll give you a quick example. When I was in Maryland, and there was a snowstorm going on, and I had just got out of Interstate 95, and I was coming up the hill, and then I had to go down. Well, the Cadillac that I had was sliding, so I was on ice, and I was like, oh man, and I had both feet on the brakes, right? Because I didn't want to hit nobody else's car, and I didn't even want nobody to hit my car. And then so the police was getting people and moving them out. And so the other dude behind me was like, he moved onto the side of me and he said, just go ahead, I got you. And I was like, no, I'm just being a little patient. I just want to, wait a little bit. But in reality, I had succumbed to fear because I didn't want to get in no damn accident. But then, I came to myself and said, fuck it, you got to do what you got to do. And so I got off the brake and we slid a little bit, but we made it to where we needed to go. So we don't want to let our patience turn into cowardice. And with that, I'll rest my mic. I see our brother is on.
All right. Canada Fine has just joined us. Come on, my man. You on here with your brothers. Give us some of your back. Introduce yourself, the background, and give us some of your knowledge that you use so we can have it too. Canada Finest, are you there?
He might have stepped away for a minute. He was on cam.
Yeah, he was on the cam. Yeah, he must have stepped away for a second. Well, when he come back, you know what? This is a good show. We got 7 people in the chat, and the people in the chat seem to enjoy Miss Life Lessons. Say she glad we having this conversation. Gene Moore said, remember, people are not going to be nice, so we need guns and bullets. Canada Fine, you can you speak now? Did you mute yourself? Unmute. Did you hit mute? Oh, now hit it again. We can't hear him. He's trying to speak. We can't hear him. We can't hear you.
Yeah, check your microphone connection. Make sure that, okay, what are you using? A webcam, the audio from a webcam. Man. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm not this new program. I don't know a lot about it.
because I wanted you to be on here. You say you survived the Civil War in Somalia in '91. You could give us some. You could give us some
You might
good
have to,
advice.
you might have to come back, come back in, go
Go
off.
out and go out, log out and come back in. Go out, then hit the link again and come back in. Yeah, man, I'm glad to have y'all brothers and his sister on it
Mhm.
on the panel with me, and I'm glad for the chat. But yeah, man, this is a very important message that needs to be out there.
Mhm.
This is a very important message. This is something that needs to be discussed more. Hey, but I was thinking, Gavin, you was talking, maybe we could get some of these Aboriginals to show us some of their Aboriginal medicine since they from here. They just I couldn't. I'm just saying, since they from here. But everybody was saying natural stuff. Guys say honey and ginger and the things Maurice say, and Erica say the aloe. Maurice say knew how to purify his water, and what African supremacy was talking about. I'm going to tell you something that's good for you. Have you ever drank the ginseng root?
Ginseng, yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay, he's back now. Can you speak now? It still didn't work. Oh man.
He needs to check in his computer. His what is he using as his actual microphone?
What are you using as your mic? Well, Craig, you can tell him. You might know better than me. Listen, he gonna tell you how you should do it.
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but it depends if he's on a laptop or are you on a cell phone? Like, just type in the chat room. Are you like on your cell phone or are you on a actual PC? Okay, you're on a laptop. Okay, and you're connected with like the built-in webcam. Is that what you're using? Like the built-in webcam?
He need to because when you come on, it checks your auto before you come on. So I don't know if he sometimes you have to practice it to see if your the level goes up and down. Your voice
there
goes
we
up.
go. Yeah. Okay. So Bakari.
Yeah.
This time, let him leave back out and come back in, but don't put him right back in the show. He can type over here in the chat room. So yeah, bro. Come back in on the link and then just start speaking into the mic. You'll see like a little microphone meter.
Right.
And it should move up. If not, there might be some settings in there to where you can assign what microphone that you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's exactly what it is.
So yeah, brother Bakari, wait till he confirms, like in the chat room on the side, because he's still able to type in there that he's able to. His microphone is being picked up. But continue with the show.
Yeah, I was saying, I drink ginseng. It's actually ginseng. The ginseng, if you drink the ginseng, is actually good for you. I know most of us, we do the black seed oil, right? I know everybody here done heard of the black seed oil, and people say, the black seed oil was just absolutely nasty to me. I couldn't take it. But ginseng and black seed oil is basically, they do just about the exact same thing. And it also energizes you when you're saying you're going. It's a natural energy though. It's not a rush like a 5-hour energy. It's just a natural energizer. It's a natural energizer. So it's a lot of things that we have to do. There's a lot of things that we have to do, and we're gonna have to continue this conversation. Continue this chat. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna yield my mic. I'm gonna wait till he come back. I'm gonna go ahead and let Erica speak, and y'all can pass it around. After Erica speak or whatever you have to say. Any questions, anything someone want to ask, we can go into because this was Erica's show. If anybody want to ask questions and answer questions, if the chat have questions. So I'm going to wait for him. I'm going to yield my mic, and I'm going to be involved. I'm going to yield the mic to Erica.
Okay, I was gonna say, especially to the women, and please learn how to fight some kind of self-defense. You know what? my leg is amputated, but I live by myself, and I'm telling you, you couldn't pay nobody to come here and bother me. Ask my family. Y'all better learn how to fight. Make use of the stuff that's around you, just like Brother Maurice said about the cast iron pan. That's a good damn idea. I got a lot of them around here too. A lot of cast iron pans. But learn how to fight. Don't be afraid to use a gun. They have free classes where you can learn. They'll teach you how to use the gun, how to clean it, and everything. I already know about all that because my granddad raised me, and I was raised with my uncle, so I know about all of that. It was something else. I lost my train of thought. It was something else that I was gonna say. Oh yeah, but when Guy was talking about the honey, make sure when you buy the honey, you know, honey is a natural antibiotic too. But when you buy the honey, don't just buy the honey out the store. You know, the honey that they sell in the little bear container. You all do know that that's not real honey. When you buy honey, try to make sure that it's real raw honey. Yeah, like the honey that comes straight off of a honeybee farm.
Right.
Make sure that it's raw honey because that's the real honey. There's most of the honey that they sell in the store that's 99 cents. That's not real honey. That's simple syrup with stuff mixed in with it. See, they trick us. And we fall for it because we're so used to getting all the stuff from the store. We're not used to real food. Just like I'm going to tell y'all something. When I ate a real chicken, and I was like, Daddy, what did you do to this chicken? What you put on this chicken? My granddaddy said, salt and pepper. I was like, why do this chicken taste like this? He said, because it's a real chicken. He didn't get it from the store. He went to at the time his mama was living. He went to his mama's house and got the chicken out her yard. I have never tasted a chicken where it tasted like that. If y'all have ever really eaten a yard chicken, it tastes, the eggs too, completely different.
So much better.
From what you get out yes, completely different from what you get out the store. Completely different. But yeah, just try to get real food because the food that we eat is empty. It gives you empty calories. It's empty. It's not even nutritious. It's empty. It's killing us. So I had something else that was on my mind. Oh, now this is illegal now, but if you can get a duck bill knife, they illegal. They illegal here in Georgia. I know that for a fact. But they are good for shredding. And they'll shred our ass too. I got in trouble about one, but yeah, try to get you a duck bill knife. I'm telling you, you need to learn how to fight. At least get somebody out there. You're gonna have to. And I don't know, that's all I have to say for right now. And I yield my mic.
Okay, the last things that I would like to add to this conversation would be that we have to become mentally prepared. We have to remember in a time of crisis, there's not going to be any Facebook, any YouTube, any Super Bowls, any video games. So we're going to have to become, mentally prepared because a lot of us, rely on, these different avenues, for our entertainment. So we definitely need to become mentally prepared. One last thing I wanted to touch on before I yield the mic is I said a little bit earlier about trading in, getting rid of paper money. And the reason that I suggested silver is because silver is the best conductor of electricity. So that's why I was talking about teamwork. Like you need to, put together a team of, people with great skill. So if you have somebody that is educated, and you can even educate yourself with just a little reading when it comes to electrical engineering, like with silver and stuff like that, you can produce electrical wires. Electrical wires, once you touch it, touch a battery with an electrical wire, that's a source of energy right there. And then you already know the rest. I can't say everything on air, but a little bit of gunpowder and nails, electrical wire, tape. I can't, say the entire recipe, but you have to learn how, like we were saying, defend yourself, learn how to construct, little small homemade bombs to where you might need to set up and, ambush, some intruders who are trying to come, into your territory and, steal your supplies. So yes, man, it is very important. Organizing is very important. Putting together a team of people, with different skills, that is so important, so important. And there was one more thing that I wanted to touch on. Okay, oh yeah, also martial arts. Martial arts, learning how to fight with your hands, for you brothers who are legally able to, carry weapons. Go down to your local gun range, practice, different techniques. It's good to have a little bit of, like my brother Bakari was saying, a little bit of military training. Learn how to use a gun, learn how, like if faced, confronted in a certain situation, you might have to take somebody's gun, so just little things like that, it could go a long way. So on that note, that's really the final thing that I have to say concerning this, as far as like, preparatory items. But I just gotta say, man, prepare yourself. Like, don't wait till the last minute either. That a gas mask is something. We are in a nuclear age right now that we are living in. A gas mask, like in the event of nuclear fallout. Do you know that the atomic bomb, all those, the blast is not even really what kills most people. It's the fallout. People breathing in these, nuclear toxins. So, man, gas mask is affordable. You should also have a supply of oxygen available. The hospitals and stuff like that, they have it. So a hospital would definitely be a good place to break in and rob, get all type of stuff, in an apocalypse situation. But yeah, okay, I just wanted to put that out there. So let me yield my mic.
Hey, brother guy, let me say this before you go. Touching on what you said about the gas mask, and if you don't have a gas mask, this is also something I learned in the military. Make sure you have some bandanas or something big enough to wrap around your face. If you soak them with water, then wring them out and wrap it around your face, you won't breathe it in. Keep some in water. When you soak it in water, tie it around your face, your nose, and your mouth. You will not breathe any of that stuff in. It may not be as good as the gas mask, but it'll keep you alive. It keep the stuff from coming in there. I had to learn that in the survival course when I was in the military. I just wanted to touch on that before I forgot.
That's not for nuclear war. That ain't gonna help you. That's for certain chemicals, but not nuclear war.
Well, shit, man, the military was lying to us because they showed what they were. I'm just saying with them, you can't get to the gas mask. That can be the next. That's the only thing that I'm talking about to keep you from breathing those chemicals in. the water soaked tied around your face will help you keep from breathing a lot of those chemicals in.
Yeah, but that's more like when you're facing the police and they use those type of, pepper spray and all that kind of stuff, but not nuclear war. That's not going to help you. Putting a wet bandana on your face for nuclear war, no.
Well, you almost say it like this: we had different instructors in the military.
We need to research this because we definitely want
Brother Maurice, we had different instructors in the military, bro. I'm going what I learned in the military. Yep. So go ahead, brother Guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I thought nuclear is more airborne. I don't think it's something that you breathe in. But I have to do more research on that myself. But I want to share something with you because I'm always about learning about health and stuff like that. Because we got to be healthy. Yeah, I've heard one of y'all mention like walnuts and chestnuts. I know chestnuts is good for promotes helps you as far as weight loss. Also, it protects your heart, so you don't have to worry about heart disease. It lowers your cholesterol. It fights cancer, and it controls your blood pressure. And also too, I want people to stock up on some green tea. If you got to stock up on some green tea, where you can always boil water and you can dip it in your tea, and just drink it like that, because green tea also fights cancer, protects your heart, helps stop strokes, weight loss, and kills bacteria. So that people got to understand that's the powerful green tea. So just stock up on some green tea. I always buy a lot of green tea, because that's definitely healthy. Erica Howard has said something very important, and she's 100% right as far as the honey. You got to get the real honey. Again, they do got some healing honey stuff on Amazon. But if you don't get that, just get the real, because the real honey is dark. It's a really dark jar, and you can see the honeycomb inside the jar. So, and not the one you get in the store. They won't even sell those in the store, but the real pure honey. And what the honey it does is not only heal wounds, it helps your digestive system. It helps you. It helps guards ulcers. If you have an ulcer problem, it helps that. It helps get rid of that. It increase your energy. And I'm talking about the pure honey. I'm talking about the real honey. And it fights allergies. So these are so we have to just keep that in mind. When you do get honey, get the pure honey. These are the things that will that can do. Lemon and limes also fights cancer, blood pressure. Because I know a lot of people, a lot of black men have high blood pressure. So, and I'm giving you some tools, because the last thing I want is that we don't want to be stressed out when it comes down to these crises. And this is what the government is doing, is that they providing all this meat and this fried stuff, and our brothers, especially our black men, are dying faster, and then we're leaving our women and children by themselves. So we have to learn how to eat properly, and learn how the foods from the earth is the source, so we don't have to rely on the pharmaceuticals, because they can just say, you know what, they can shut that down. And before we even get the chance to rob the place. You know what I'm saying? So, why? Yeah, get your food, and if you have access to a pharmacy, get to that. But if that fails, we have some sources that will help your heart condition, help your high blood pressure. Because the last thing we don't want to catch a stroke because of hypertension or whatever the case is. So lemon and limes are very good sources. what else? Green tea. Then you have grapes, grapefruit, but we might not have access to like all these fruits. But the things that we probably can have access is green tea. So I would say buy a lot of green tea. You know, get your honey and just because I don't think honey expires. I really don't think honey expires. Garlic. That's also just continue eating garlic a lot because or use these big gigantic garlic pills. You can get that at the African market. That really works, and you could just take 2 of those, and that will lower your blood pressure. Fish is good. It combats cancer, protects your heart, and boosts up your memory. And that's the thing, we can't forget. So if you don't want to forget certain things, eat a lot of fish. Chili peppers are good. It's a good source for your digestive system. Fights cancer, and it boosts your immune system. So chili peppers are very good. These are sources. Cherries. Cherries are very good sources. It ends insomnia. I'm getting tongue tied with that, but it slows down your aging process, so you don't have to age. I've seen people, they could be 40 years old, but they look like they damn near 60. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep yourself healthy. You know what I'm saying? Because age can affect your health as well. So we got to be, these are little sources, and this is something that you need to start now and don't wait until the crisis come. This is something that we can start now and start eating these things and put in whatever food you eat, or even just a snack on, because we got to be healthy. Because when the crisis come, we could be more prepared. Of these when it comes down to the real, when it gets really when it gets real out here, we got to be prepared. So I want to add on something else. Don't forget anything. I just want to think. So we got ammunition. We got to get ammo. Yeah, you definitely. And like I said, my brother has said, learning some fighting skills. I mean, that goes with the men and women. We got to learn how to protect ourselves, because there's going to be people that's going to try to test us. They're going to want what we got. They're going to steal from us. They're going to rob, because these guys, because you're going to have some outsider is not prepared, and their whole thing is barbaric. I'm going to be barbaric. I'm going to beat somebody over the head, and they willing to take your life and your whole family's life to get your stuff. So we have to protect ourselves by any means necessary. This is not a game. This is not a game. This is real. I mean, they doing it now, and there's really no crisis going on, like no major crisis. But you got people robbing people now. So just imagine, if it's a crisis, when these people don't have access to anything, and they know that you got got stuff. They know that you got medicine. They know that you got food. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna do whatever they can to take. I mean, we see this in these movies a lot. The movies ain't gonna lie to you. They telling you, look, if there's a crisis, people gonna barge in your house, and they're willing to kill your whole family to get your stuff. So we really gotta be prepared. This is not a game. This is definitely not a game. So I'll rest my mic on that.
All right. And so what I will do is that you have different scenarios that you need to prepare for, right? So if you're going to deal with a nuclear attack, you got to prepare. If you're going to deal for a regular chemical attack, you got to prepare. If you're going to prepare for the grid going out, you got to prepare. So there's so many things that there is to prepare for. So since money is not infinite, right? We got to prepare in the best manner, knowing what's going to work for this and what's not going to work for this. You know, most people, or if you have a vehicle, you should have what is called a bug out bag, so that, you know, if something happens and y'all need to evacuate, like right now, your bag is already packed. All you need to do is get your bodies in the vehicle and start moving. That way you can always be prepared. You need to be prepared for if you need to stay in your home and bunker down in your home. You need to practice these type of things. Just go a weekend and say we're doing no electricity in the home, especially if you have children, to get them used to what that would be like and how do you have to operate knowing that you have no electricity. And then after it's done, you have an after action review with them and ask them, what did you feel? You know, how did it make you feel? You start that first because, you know, it's going to be an emotional reaction that they're never going to forget. So the moment that they can make that and operate like that's a natural environment, then that's how often you need to do it. So they can get there, it happen, and then they'll be running like automatic, like nothing's changed. And that's how you have to be, especially if you have children. When we were dealing with the water in the bandana, I think Brother Bakari is probably thinking more about charcoal, because charcoal is in the gas mask. So if you have charcoal, that will help eliminate the toxins that's in the air. If you're at a nuclear attack and you have water that's, you know, you come on a pond of water, you better not drink it. It's going to kill you. You better not put your feet in it. You're going to suffer. So you're going to look for water that's water or juice, anything that was closed, that was sealed up. Okay, that's what you're going to need. You can make your own gas mask if you have to. They're not hard to make, and they're really not very expensive to buy. The thing is that if you're outside and a nuclear attack happens, you got only a few seconds to get it on, right? So you need to be able to do that. You need to be able to get it on. If you have a full chemical suit, you need to be able to get that on as well. And remember that your survival and things that you need, you want to be able to, at the most part, switch between, you know, what is I guess multifunctioning. You know, you want to be able to use the things that will work in any environment, so that way that you're squared away. Because we don't know exactly what is coming, but we do know something is coming, and we do know you need to be prepared. That's another reason why, you know, we're taking over that city, because you got a whole city that's at your disposal, that everybody is moving to do what needs to be done to help everybody as a whole. And so make sure you get that activated charcoal. Make sure you get your iodine tablets, okay? Because if that's a nuclear situation, you're going to need those things. You're going to need them. Also, make sure that you have baking soda. That comes in real handy as well. There are so many things out there to prepare for, but again, use the things that are interchangeable. If you use the things that are interchangeable, it's going to cut down on the amount of stuff that you can carry, that you have to carry, because instead of you planning for have 3 separate bug out bags, which is going to take up space, you know, you have one bug out bag that has something in there that has things in there that's versatile in any type of fallout that you need to be prepared with. But please, 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 I can't stress this more than enough. Make your children ready. Make your children ready. So when the thing hit, they know what to do. They're not nervous. They're not scared. They're ready. I mean, they're practicing, you know, shooting drills in schools now. That's not something we had to do when we were coming up, but it's something that our children, if you got them in the crack of school, that's something that they're practicing. So, make sure you practice this at home with your babies, because the moment that they can say, okay, yeah, I can run with this without a problem, y'all good. Y'all good. You'll see people make mistakes because they break the simple rules. It's the simple rules of light discipline, noise discipline. Okay. Break little simple rules and it could cost you your life. And so with that, I rest my mic.
All right. Maurice, did you do NTC when you was in the military?
Yes, sir.
You did. I know it ain't nuclear, but do you know the stuff that what they call gas when they was out there? Did they do that to y'all?
Yes, sir. Every year we had to go through that.
I'm saying while y'all was out in, like, for us, we were cooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you what they taught us, and of course we knew it wasn't nuclear. What they taught us was, you're not close to your NBC suit, and it was actually some out there, tie a wet rag around your face. It'll keep you from breathing it in. I ain't saying but it kept you from breathing it in. That's what they taught us. I did NTC. That's why.
Well, that need a goddamn Article 15, because that ain't.
But of course it ain't for nuclear. But I'm saying like certain gases and stuff. Okay, like
gases. Yeah.
Okay, you know the gas because I don't think it'll be a nuclear war, but I'm gonna prepare for it because I don't think these people want to kill themselves, right? But I think the type of gas, you when the gas chamber in basic,
exactly,
they'll drop that on us. I truly believe that, right?
Right.
With no problem. So that's what I'm talking about when I say the wet rag tie around your face to keep you breathing and it won't bother you. That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Them smoke bomb, whatever they call it, the police can throw in your house.
Exactly. That's
the wet rag around. That's what I'm talking about. Of course not a weapon, but that's what I'm talking about. The wet rags are good for.
Exactly. That CS gas.
Yes. It'll keep you breathing, no problem. It protects you from that. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
Of course, I was not talking about a nuclear weapon. But anyway, look, man, this was an excellent show. Anybody else have anything they want to say? What I'm going to do?
I got one more thing to say. They are talking about networking with people, but I'm telling y'all, whatever you do, I wouldn't advise that you network with any white people, because they're gonna take over and they're gonna put you on the chopping block. I would not network with any white people. And ladies, I'm gonna tell you what my granddaddy told me about stabbing. Stab, twist, and pull. That's all you got to remember, and don't be scared. Stick, stab, twist it, and pull it, and you're gonna bring them down. That's all I have to say. Oh, and you can get try to get some dried fruits too. You can buy those for a little nickel in the store. Dried fruits.
Yep. And when you say networking, you're right. Like I say, I've been, and I know y'all since I've been on, y'all don't hear me try to get a 10-man team so you can be prepared for this. Because you can't, like African supremacist said, like everybody said on here, we all know we need unity. You ain't gonna be able to, if what we think gonna happen, and we gonna be needing all this stuff to survive, we gonna need one another to lean on. We ain't gonna be able to make it through this by ourselves. So we got to try to figure out in the area that you live in, create some type of team. Find some people that's like-minded, brothers and sisters, and create some type of team. And what everybody have to bring to the rendezvous point, wherever the rendezvous point is going to be, and whatever it is you're going to bring, just bring everything that you try to get. Is make your list and make your list and constantly check it and make sure everybody's just bringing what we're going to need, part of your team, what you and your team is going to need. Because if it happens, it's going to be hard. It's going to be, like Brother Guy said, it's just us, right? If this country was sit around and watch their own people in the Appalachian Mountains be the poorest people in this country, what you think they care about us? So if they're not going to do nothing for them, what you think they're going to do for us when something like this up? We ain't got nobody but us. I'm hoping we wake up and just one day our people wake up and see this, but the ones that don't wake up and see it, like I always said, all the we gonna get everybody. Everybody we need is all of us that we need is all of us that want to work together. So I just say promote that team. So I'm gonna yield the mic and I'm gonna go around, let everybody say what they have to say and close out. Tell them about your channel, tell people where they can find you and everything.
Let me say one last thing real quick, bro.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Just real quick. This is just for information, no purposes only. Oh, I'm getting a bad echo. But okay, yes, this is just for informational purposes only. I was always taught to prepare yourself for the worst. You know, we are expecting, you know, the world powers, you know, to, you know, go off into nuclear warfare, but always prepare yourself for the worst. Brother Bakari, let me just share this last little picture. I just want people out here to see this. Real quick. I think you have to allow this screen to be shared.
Oh, I thought you could do it yourself. I had to hit share screen.
Wait,
I don't have to. You can share it yourself. Can you share it yourself, guy?
Oh, I thought you had to allow it.
No, you have to. You have to
Okay,
allow
I'm gonna add it now. Yeah, I got to add it now. All right.
Okay, okay. All right, cool. Here we go. Now, I just want to let everybody out here know that we are in a different time, in a different age today. So we have to be prepared for the worst possible scenario. Now, if we look around in 2019, look at the world powers. The United States possesses over 6,000 nuclear warheads. The United Kingdom has 200. France has 300. So when we talk about these crackers are ready, you know, for full destruction. Israel has 90 nuclear warheads. Pakistan, 160. India, 140. You know, Russia. You know, Russia has more nuclear warheads than we do. Then you got China with 290 and North Korea. So, you know, with that being said, man, the time will come one day, you know, to where, you know, these superpowers of the globe, and as everybody here can notice, there's no African country with no nuclear capabilities. At one point in time, South Africa, you know, was trying to get a nuke, or they had a nuke or something like that, but you know, they was forced to you know, get rid of it. So, you know, the white man is, you know, in control at this point. I just wanted to show that real quick, just for the listening audience, just for informational purposes, is just always prepare for the worst, you know, at the end of the day, and, you know, take heed. You know, we could wake up tomorrow, especially like what's going on with, you know, the government right now. I mean, they've been feuding with, what country is that? Can anybody tell me?
Iran.
Yeah, Iran. Yep. So, you know, Iran and, you know, the United States are feuding. So I would like somebody to speak a little bit about that situation, because you know, that can you know, start war right there. You know, before we go off.
I think it's white people fighting for power. If you saw the Iranian general that was killed, he was just a white Eurasian, probably some of that Greek blood, them Persians and them Greeks that settled there in Iran. Do I think that will create a world war? I think if a world war is created, it would be like the Oriental countries, and they are the ones preparing. It would be the Oriental countries. If the United States did something to one of them, I think then it would be. But I don't think countries like Iran and Iraq willing to. I'm just saying what I think, because I agree with you. You know, you hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. That's why I say I don't think it'll be a nuclear war, but I'm prepared for just in case it is a nuclear war. So I'm just saying on what I think.
You know, go ahead, Brother Carr.
I was just saying about that situation. You good?
Yeah. Okay. You know that I'm glad African supremacy. You brought that up, because that's something that really needs to be looked into. We know, when you stop and think about it, you know these crackers ain't got no good sense. We know that. We know that they have a thing in them that say, what? Shit, y'all won't fuck with me, I'll kill all y'all, goddamn it. That's them. They don't give a fuck. And so when we think about their World War I, that ain't shit to do with us. That was them crackers killing each other because they didn't want one group to rule the other. So next thing you know, because of them, they created World War I. Then what happened? Same fuckers that's involved created what? World War II. Again, didn't have shit to do with us. But it's them motherfuckers and how they think, right? So now, when you look at that map that Craig had put up there, we really should understand what that is saying. Yeah, that ain't a joke. I mean, you look at it, you had India and Pakistan, right? They got nuclear weapons, 160, I think another one had 140. But their nuclear weapons ain't aimed at no white country. Their nuclear weapons are aimed at each other. And they the same fucking people that just separated by a border that the cracker made. They the same goddamn people. But they got nuclear weapons pointed at each other versus the enemy. Yeah, South Africa, they had nuclear weapons, but when Mandela took over, what did they do? They took them nuclear weapons right away. They was like, no, you know, niggas gonna be having no nuclear weapons and they in control. Oh no. So they took those nuclear weapons. Why do you think they said, Gaddafi, you got to get rid of yours? Because they understood that Gaddafi would aim that shit at crackers. So they took them. So when you're looking at Russia, you're looking at the United Kingdom, France, Israel, America. That's these fuckers that will light your ass up and don't give a damn. And it's so disrespectful. Me and wife was listening to Karen Hughes or something like that on XM Radio. And we had called in because I was going to make a comment, but she couldn't get to me before the show went off. But they were talking about signing our people up to go fight for America if Iran and America got into war. Now, how stupid does that sound? That we would actually go and sign up to go say, yeah, I want to go fight. When America, when nobody here in authority will give you your freedom just to be yourself, when you will die in the street from a goddamn cracker, or you trying to go to your building and some cracker won't let you in, and you got to pull out your phone and say this and say that. Hell no. Let them bastards die. You should never want to go fight for something that you don't, that they prevent you from having your own self. No, a war between Iran and America. If you got family in the military, you better tell them to bring their ass home. Tell them you ain't that, they don't need to go fight. And if they say, well, what if they put me in jail? Tell them you were already in jail. You just wasn't wise enough to know it. But you go let them die. The only time our bodies are valuable to the government is in a time of war. Why? Because they're going to use our dumb ass out there to go fight. And then you come back all broke up, and then they act like ain't nothing wrong with you. See, I was in the military when they went came from the first Iraq war. I was there then. I wasn't in the battle with Iraq. I was in the military after it. And I saw soldiers that were hurting from the illness from America bombs that they were dropping that had chemicals in it. And then even America saying, ain't shit wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with you. And the soldiers were complaining. But their government said, ain't nothing wrong with you. I sat there and watched people come up to my desk crippled, trying to get extra money. And the only thing I could do was read to them what's on a sheet of paper and say, well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the government want me to read this to you, but I'll give it to you so you can read it yourself. Because I don't want you to think that it's coming from me. But they're saying your illness, you faking. But here's people that put their life on the line for this country. And this country say that they're faking? Hell no. That's disrespectful. But this is the kind of beast that you serve. This is the kind of beast that you serve. So you better wake the hell up and reject them bastards. Yes, they will use nuclear war because that's in their nature. They wouldn't build it if they wasn't going to use it. They know who use it first is the one that will make it, that have a better chance of making it. Why do you think they had the thing where Kennedy was president, the 13 days, because they was afraid that Russia was going to shoot theirs first. And they had a big blockade out in the sea to stop weapons from going into Cuba. This is real. This is how these demons think. They are naturally made for destruction. How you think these damn cracker kids walk into buildings with guns to kill everybody? These ain't grown, these children. Because their nature is that way. And you make a deadly mistake when you take off the table what they can do. No, we got to leave it on the table. Ain't nothing off limits when it comes to this devil. You done seen, you done heard, you done read, you done studied. When they had a black girl in the Congo under King Leopold, took a goddamn some type of machete and spreaded her and cut her in half. In half. We know what these demons are capable of. They came over here and gave smallpox to the Indians in blankets. Warfare. We can't take this shit off the table. Our lives are important. Don't you ever give these motherfuckers no humanity. Don't you ever give them that. You got humanity within you. So you wouldn't do that because that's not your nature. But they will. And the moment you give them humanity, they will kill you. Because goddamn it, you're not prepared. That's our most deadliest enemy. You see them as they are. And I don't give a damn if the motherfuckers coming acting to you like they're your best friend. It's an act. It is an act. Have not we learned from what they did to our ancestors? I mean, think about it. They go over to the continent and cut that damn thing up to rule us. Ain't nobody on the continent messing with these demons. But this is what they do. They have no humanity. None. None. Not even the ones that want to quote unquote say that they're liberal. Oh yeah, I like black people. I like them. It's wrong what you're doing to black people. Motherfucker, what else are you doing to stop it? We don't need your lip service. What are you doing to stop it? We got to remember who they are and what they're capable of. These motherfuckers, they did, how many of our women going in to doctor appointment and walk out sterile? Huh? You walk out sterile and don't even know it. You find out years later, why I can't have a baby? Because the government sanctioned your sterilization. Huh? Don't you ever forget the demons that are our worst enemy. Don't you ever take off the table what they're capable of. Don't you ever do that. Because you'll be making a deadly mistake. And we made enough mistakes, damn it. I'm tired of making mistakes. We got to move forward. And we got to say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done. These motherfuckers are about one thing, and that's death. That is death. I rest my mind.
Okay, I understand everything you said, but these white folks in Iran, shit. I'm gonna say again, it ain't got. I don't give a shit. These white people here, and these white people in Iran, they can blow motherfuckers up. And my point about the nuclear weapon was, I was just saying, I don't think they're gonna kill themselves. I think the
They're
nuclear
not
weapon.
gonna kill themselves. They're gonna have somewhere to go. It's us.
Exactly.
It's the common people. They got somewhere to go.
So they got all type of bunkers.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's they're not gonna kill themselves. You're right about that,
And
brother. Because they're not gonna kill themselves.
I don't think them fucking up Iran, and I really don't give a fuck about them people in Iran. The people in Iran is the same as here. Fuck them Iranians. That's how I feel. Fuck them. They can fuck each other up. Now, I do honestly say, pardon my French, but I do tell people this: if black people will get out the way, let the white people from Europe and then white Arabs go ahead and fight one another. I do believe white people would just kill themselves trying to rule the world. But black people don't know how to stay out the way. We like to try to choose sides. All of a sudden now, Iranians supposed to be black people friend. Nope, them Arabs will catch. That's who the white Europeans learned from. The white European learned from the damn Arabs. They invented the damn castration of the black man, cutting off his testicles. They invented that. That's who the white folks learned from. So we have to stay out the way. That's how I see it. I say black people got to stay out the way. Stop trying to choose sides, because ain't neither one of them our friend. We the only friends that we have. So let them blow one another up.
But I don't seen people. We talked about this on Facebook. I done seen B1. I mean, these folks are saying that they are B1, and all of a sudden they done turned patriotic. I'm like, this don't make sense to me.
Who you was watching? Jason Black?
No, I stopped listening. I'm just talking about coming down my timeline.
Oh,
these people B1 this and B1 that, but ever since this done started about Iran and stuff, they all mad and want to fight. I'm like, what the hell is this? What does this have to do with you?
Yeah, just remember this. Remember when they attacked France. Look at all the black people that put the flag of France as their profile picture on Facebook. Y'all remember that?
Sure did. I remember.
But then if you mention something about Haiti or anything in Africa, they don't want to hear that. They actually, black people call me racist all the time. I'm proud of it. But anyway, they call me racist all the time. And, Maurice, when you mention Leopold of Belgium, no, how would I forget what these people have done? Leopold of Belgium, so he could save bullets, he would put 3 black people in a line right next to one another so one bullet could kill all 3. Because he didn't want to. So no, I have not forgotten what these people have done. I didn't forget. I have not forgotten what they did. I didn't forget what them Arabs did. That's why I say they can kill one another for all I care. It has nothing to do with me, because they learned from each other. They did it together. The only reason they fight now, the white folks from Europe ended up with more than the white folks from the so-called Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
But that's their problem. They've been fighting over Africa for a very long time. Now it's time for us to stop them from fighting us. Everybody want Africa except us. Everybody can fight and beat and shoot and kill us except, and we don't fight nobody back except us. So for me, I say, if we want the stuff to stop, it's time to look in the mirror and we're going to have to make it stop. That's my thing about it. Talking about what they have done and talking about what they will do. We all know that's true. But the biggest question is, what are we going to do?
Yeah, we done got ourselves in a bad situation, man. We right in the middle of a war zone.
Yeah, that's the thing. What are we gonna do? So but we gonna have to. I'm gonna have to close out, my daughter. So I'm gonna let everybody go around and get their closing statements, unless somebody wanted to respond to what I just said or anything. But I'm gonna let everybody get their closing statements, tell where they can be found.
Let me respond real quick. I just want to say that, you know, the big part of what I'm saying is because there's people that do forget where we have come from and what was done. So I'm not talking to you about, you know, don't forget. The only thing I'm talking to you about is don't ever say that they're not capable of doing this. Don't take shit off the table when it comes to those bastards. But the rest of what I'm saying, I'm talking to those other people that's going to come and find the video and think that, oh, you know, you got some nice white folks. Ain't none of these crackers nice.
No. And you know what I didn't think about until until Erica said, you know, Bakari, they not gonna die. We gonna die. They got places to now. See, I really hadn't thought about that when I made that statement. When she said they got somewhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about their bunkers.
Yeah, they got, man. And then it don't matter, man, where we pledge our allegiance, bro. Just like the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Exactly.
Like, we didn't have to be on any side. We are in America.
Mm-hmm.
If they launch missiles over here, it don't matter whether you're patriotic or not. Shit, the missile, just like what happened in 9/11.
Go ahead. Like,
you know what I'm saying? We're in the middle of a war zone until we able to, you know, take power and become a superpower of the world, man. We at the, you know, the whims of, you know, the control of the you know, white supremacy, global white supremacy. So that's the way I look at it.
I'm going to say this. This is something God always say. Those nuclear weapons and everything those people have done, that take education. You know, Judge, I say STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. We got so many people, as God always say, we got so many of our people that run away from education. We can't build nothing like that because we think education is only for white people. Every time we say something, oh, that's the white man knowledge. Am I lying, guy?
You're not lying, brother. You're not lying.
Now, when I'm saying we can't, of course not us, but you understand what I mean. That's why I say for me, we ain't going to get them. All of us we got, that's the all of us we need. I'd rather go down with 500 fighting instead of 5 million cowards. That's just the honest truth. That's the honest truth. But I'm almost yield my mic right now. Y'all can go in your circle to close out.
I just want everybody to be prepared. Start getting prepared now, so when it happens, you won't be struggling and running around, because it's about to get real. I know people making jokes and stuff, but I'm telling you, it's about to get real. And I'm gonna say this: it's gonna be 2 wars simultaneously on the U.S. soil. We're gonna be fighting with another country, and then it's gonna be a race war.
That's right.
And that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel, and I rest my mic.
Yes, indeed. Oh, man, great conversation. You know, we definitely need more conversations like this. But, you know, upon closing, I mean, man, we just have to all take into account that we are in the middle of a war zone, and we have allowed, you know, the enemy to, you know, gain power, just like the picture I showed a little while ago. I mean, shit, this enemy is, you know, nuclear capable, man. I mean, we could, you know, try to excel in science, but I mean, this damn enemy has so far surpassed us. Like my brother Maurice was saying, shit, when Mandela got put into power, you know, South Africa was forced to get rid of their nukes. So it's like, man, we're gonna need some type of strategic plan. But, you know, I hope, you know, somebody out here learned something, man. Go back and, you know, rewatch this stream, and, you know, if you just need to start, you know, on the ground level with just, you know, staying organized, you know, just organizing yourself with, you know, your people inside of your community, and try to learn a skill that can be valuable in the time of a crisis. You know, that's a good place to start. So thanks for having me on. I yield my mic. Peace.
Yeah, this has been a very powerful program, man. And like I said, we the things that we do, we like to bring different different subjects up. We don't, because I'm gonna be honest, I hate talking about the same old thing. Like, you go to, we gotta bring real information. Real information. We got to be diverse as far as the information. Just like we talk about health and talk about survival tactics. That is no different than if you look at white media. Because at the end of the day, we got to talk for us and talk for our people, because a lot of these programs are not doing that. It's okay to talk about history. It's okay to talk about current events, but we have to change it up. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we are in warfare. When you look what happened with that brother named what's his name, Alta Sterling, how this guy got killed because he was selling CDs. He was selling CDs, and the cops killed him. So but America wants me to worry about another country attacking them. Just like everybody forgot about what Muhammad Ali went through. Some of our people quickly, that's in the past. That's not like that no more. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm just tired of hearing that. Nothing has changed. Nothing. The only thing that's changed is the weather and time. That's it. But you cannot change a wolf nature, because at the end of the day, you still a dog is a dog, whether he's a wolf or a fox. So we are in warfare. We are in warfare. This is something that we should have been doing and getting our shit together for a long time ago. This is not, so it's good that we talking about it now, and to keep us reminded, and think about, and like I said, I've been saying this for the longest, we need to stay out of white folks' business. Let white folks take care of white folks. We need to start defending and just being white folks' business. I don't care if they could call us and be like, oh, we need y'all and come fight with us. But we just have to say, no, y'all on your own. We got our own business we need to tend to. So that's what we need to start telling them. And all this patriotic, when that riot, I don't know if it was Ferguson or whatever, they was talking to how the guy just came back home and he was yelling. He said, yo, why are y'all doing this? I fought for this country. It was a brother that said, I fought for this country. Why are y'all doing this? Why are y'all killing us? And he just kept saying it. And I'm just looking at this dude like, what do you thought things was going to change because you fought for America? Is that what you thought? So he just didn't understand it. He was upset. He was crying. He was mad. So we have to stay out of the enemy's business. And we got to remember they are the enemy. So we got to keep that in mind. But thank you, Brother Bakari. Thanks to the chat. Thanks to Sister Erica, Brother Muhammad, and Brother African Supremacy. I want to thank y'all too for sharing your thoughts and your wisdom, man. Y'all the best.
Right now, I also want to thank Brother Bakari, African Supremacy, Brother Guy, Sister Erica, everybody that's in the chat for coming out, and Brother Bakari for having us on to deliver this important message. This was an excellent program. One thing that I want us to understand is we make a mistake when we think that the Arab is something different from the other cracker. Okay, the Arab ain't no fucking different. The Arab was colonialized just like everybody else. They are no motherfucking different. Look here, them bastards will strap a bomb to their ass and walk in and blow you up, blow me up. They don't give a damn who you are, what you are. And you say, well, I'm Muslim too. They say, well, don't worry, well, you got 7 virgins waiting for you when you get to heaven. Them bastards don't give a damn. They are just as dirty as their cousin, the regular cracker. So don't you ever ever make a mistake to even make a comparison that one is better, because they're not. They are the same. All these crackers, no matter whether they're a Hispanic cracker, they the goddamn same. No matter if they're a Cuban cracker, they the goddamn same. No matter if they're a Brazilian cracker, they the goddamn same. Because they all do the same. Thank you for listening. And I rest my mic.
All right, this was an interesting program, a very good program. This is a show we're gonna have to come back to and do this again. I thank everybody in the chat for joining. Wife Muhammad, you funny. They wouldn't let you post cracker. I thank everybody for joining. Hey, African Supremacy TV, tell me the name of your new channel.
Oh yeah, yes indeed. Well, as my title says, African Supremacy TV, I'll comment in I'll say something in the comment section. So, please subscribe. I'm gonna be having, hopefully, all these good brothers as well as the sister and many more, on the panel on my platform. And, I try to stick to, just relevant topics. But one thing that I must say, I never compromise. Like my message, I never water down, the message of Black Power. So yes, indeed, please click on my name and, subscribe to my channel and come support. But yeah, thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you for being here. And anybody in the chat, if y'all haven't subscribed to my channel, please like the show, subscribe, and share. I'm glad everybody came. Like I said, this was an interesting title. Y'all can thank the sister Erica because she hit me up, emailed, and called. Like, Bakari, we need to do a show about strategies, survival strategies, and she had some ideas. So we're gonna come back to it. This was her idea, and she was on my channel, and I joined in, and the brothers came in on the panel and joined her. So I thank you, Erica, for coming up with this idea. So we're gonna have to come back to this and do this again.
All righty.
All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and close out. Y'all know how I do. Be black, buy black, think black. And as Jasmine Virgo say, love black. Everything else will take care of itself. Peace and one love. I love y'all.
Love you too, bro.
Peace.
Peace.